Welcome to the Free Snap Podcast presented by LineStar, your top 5 NFL player prop bets for Week 7 in the NFL, alongside my co-host Tyler Wiemann. I am Shannon Sommerville. Tyler, we have 6 teams on buys this weekend, so not as much to choose from for our props this weekend, but we found some good ones. And it is also a national holiday on Sunday. Of course, I'm talking about National Tight Ends Day, and we've got a couple good tight ends for you in our player props for this weekend. Tyler, how you feeling week 7? Man, this season is flying by.
I cannot believe it's already week 7. We have NBA starting next week. The season's flying by.
Season is flying by, and as you mentioned, NBA is coming out next week. Guess what? We're doing NBA content too. We're doing all the shows, so make sure if you haven't already, like, subscribe, and comment below. A comment also enters you into our prop bets contest. One randomly selected commenter will win $50 if both Tyler and I hit our favorite picks of the week. If we hit all 5, hey, we're giving out $200 to a randomly selected commenter, so make sure you comment below. It also helps us out and the channel as well, so make sure to do that. Now, last week on the show, we were 3-2 in our props, and I'm actually very proud of that record, Tyler, because it was a miserable week for all the overs in a lot of the offensive categories, which is what we mostly had. So for us to do that, I think is pretty good. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's still hitting 60%, so I'm good with that.
And we are 20-10 overall on the season on this prop show. So we're doing all right, trucking along. Let's see if we can go 5 for 5 this week, shall we? Make sure to check out the LineStar app if you haven't already. We're using the PropsAI tool to help us find the best 5 player picks this week. So let's get things rolling. And we're going to start things off with a good old AFC West showdown. The Chiefs are taking on the Chargers. We're looking at Chiefs running back Isaiah Pacheco over 15.5 receiving yards. That's around minus 115. Pacheco's averaging 22.5 receiving yards per game. He's gone over this in 4 of 6 games. And going up against the Chargers, who have been miserable this season on defense, they rank 29th in pass defense DVOA versus opposing teams' running backs. We've seen it week in and week out, and I think that the Chiefs could lean into a little shorter passing game in this one to try to effectively get to the Chargers defense in this one. I think this plays really well to the over here for Isaiah Pacheco. Tyler, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's a good spot for Pacheco, and I just think this line is a little bit too low. Pacheco, since he's been, getting like that 60% snap share area, he's been over in 2 of 3. He's almost like doubling his routes run this year compared to last year. So I think it's really a good spot for him, and it bodes well to go over. After all, he is averaging 22 yards a game.
Yeah, absolutely. And just looking at the past few running backs that have faced the Chargers, we just saw Tony Pollard put up 30 receiving yards. Josh Jacobs had 81, and Alexander Mattison put up 32 in this one. And Isaiah Pacheco, one of my favorite runners, because he runs angry. He's always showing up on the Good Morning Football's angry runs for good reason. He runs really hard, and I think once he gets a little bit of space, he can do a lot with that, especially in the yards after catch department as well. So that line, again, as you said, Tyler, it's pretty low for us there. All right, moving on to...
Did you see what Mahomes said about his running style?
What did he say? No.
He said that he runs like he's angry at the ground.
And that is a perfect description of it. I mean, when you watch him run and just how hard he is and just barreling through defenders, just love it there. All right. We're going to go to another running back. This time we're going to Washington Commanders running back Brian Robinson over 56.5 rushing yards. It's around minus 137. This line has moved a little up, so see if he can still grab that at 56.5. The Washington Commanders going up against the New York Giants in this one. Robinson averaging 50 rush yards per game. He has gone over this 3 of 6 games this year, though, and he has a very favorable matchup this week going up against the New York Giants, who rank 30th in rush defense DVOA. And last week on this show, we took James Cook over on the rushing yards, and he delivered for us against the Giants. And this looks to be a good spot for Brian Robinson. We also have a few weather concerns in this game. It should be very windy in the Meadowlands in this one. In fact, I think it's 20-mile-an-hour winds, gusts up to 35 miles an hour. That is very windy, could impact the passing game, and it could add some value to some of the running backs, because if they're a little hesitant about throwing the ball down the field, they could just give a few more extra tosses over to Brian Robinson to get his carries over that mark. He had 89 and 96 last year against the Giants. Tyler, what are you seeing for B-Rob this week?
Yeah, I think he's in a good spot. And with the game total being low, like you said, weather in the game, and it being a close spread, it's not likely that he's going to get game scripted out. And that is one thing that, goes against Brian Robinson, is that he can get game scripted out. But I don't think this is a game to do it. All 6 running backs that have faced the Giants have gone over this line. I think Brian Robinson is a good spot to, follow everybody else's path.
Yeah, this is a trend we're just going to keep cashing on until it doesn't work out for us anymore, but it should be good for this weekend. All right, we're just going to keep rolling with the running backs here, I guess. NFC West, we're going Seahawks running back Kenneth Walker over 77.5 rushing yards, minus 115. Walker averaging 69 rush yards per game. He's only gone over this 2 of 5. However, this is another spot where going up against a defense that gives up a lot of yards. Arizona, 29th rush defense DVOA. Walker's also done really well against them in years past. He had 109 and 97 yards respectively against them last year. Tyler, what do you foresee with Kenneth Walker this week against the Cardinals?
Yeah, he just has an elite matchup. He is second on our matchup tool for running backs this week. And he is a guy that can really, really break a long, explosive run. And Arizona's been giving those up. So I like his spot to go over once again. Arizona is allowing almost 118 yards per game on the ground. So I like Walker here.
Yeah, insanely elusive. In fact, I think at one point it was either last week, I haven't checked the updated standings for this stat, but he ranked second in the league in missed/broken tackles per touch rate, which is just crazy. And then when you look, you mentioned the number 2 matchup this week for LineStar. Yeah, Arizona running backs that have faced them. Kyron Williams last week, 158. Joe Mixon, 81. CMC, 106. Tony Pollard, 122. And I just mentioned that elusive stat there that you had for Kenneth Walker. He's absolutely in that category of running back and could definitely put up some big rushing numbers this week. So we like the spot here for the over and maybe a nice fantasy game as well. And hey, Michigan State guy, his Michigan State is taking on Michigan this weekend as well. So make sure to check out my college football props show coming out later this week. Little plug there, Tyler. What do you think about Michigan State, Michigan?
It's going to be a good one.
Shameless promotion. There we go. Keep it on the LineStar YouTube channel. All right, next up, we're going with our picks, Tyler. You and I going head to head in our picks. Who you got this week for week 7 prop picks?
I got to go to the Muth. We're going Pat Freiermuth over 20.5 receiving yards. It's at minus 115. This is a guy that he has missed a couple games. He's coming back now, but we have the same quarterback, same offensive coordinators. And last year at this number, he was over in 11 of 14 games. I just think this number is too low. Tight ends have been, allowing the Rams to get some, Rams have been allowing tight ends to get some yards. Yeah. They've been over 4 of 6. I just like the spot for Pat Freiermuth, even though he hasn't done much this season.
I definitely highlighted this particular matchup before the props even came out. I said, whatever tight end, whatever the line is here for Pat Freiermuth, I'm probably going to be taking the over because the Los Angeles Rams ranked 28th in pass defense DVOA versus tight ends specifically. So nice spot there on National Tight Ends Day. I'm going to continue the tight ends trend here, and we're going Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce over 73.5 receiving yards in this one. Not only am I buying into the love story with Taylor Swift, but I'm also buying into the over on this line here for receiving yards and Travis Kelce. He's back. He's healthy. He put up 124 last week against Denver, and he has absolutely dominated their opponent for this week in years past, the Chargers. In fact, he's gone over that mark in 4 of 6 games against the Chargers, averaging 96 receiving yards per game. And if Taylor Swift is in attendance, forget about it. He's going to show out for his woman on National Tight Ends Day. What do you think about that, Tyler?
I can't wait to get done with this Taylor Swift talk.
Well, I'm so glad that you brought up Swift because Swift is also my player prop pick for our next show coming up on Underdog Fantasy Picks. I got DeAndre Swift, of course, in my picks for this week. I think he's in a good spot. I'll talk about that on my other show, which is the Underdog Fantasy Picks. We'll be coming out with that later today. If you haven't already, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, comment below. Again, a comment enters you into our prop bets contest. If Tyler and I both hit our tight ends props here this week, one randomly selected commenter will win $50. If we hit all 5, like we're going to do, then $200. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. Whoa. I got so excited about Taylor Swift and National Tight Ends Day, man. Just a lot going on here in week 7. All right, that's going to do it for us. Good luck in all of your picks. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Good luck. Week 7. Let's get it. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.
Have a good one, guys. Good luck.